A quick question about SMA.
Right.
Okay, so there's different meditation techniques that different people talk and promote. How is SMA different to those other programs?
You know, comparison is a bad thing. When you have comparison, there is competition. And people say, this is better than that, that is better than that. Nothing is better than anything. The only difference is what you're ready to accept, what you're ready to learn. That's the only difference. What are you ready to learn? So SMA is for those people ready to learn SMA. If they're not ready to learn SMA, they will never learn SMA. It's the same thing with Keihatsu and karate. How many karate masters in the world teach Keihatsu? Very few. Very tiny few. Right? All those masters are dying away. They're escaping from this planet, and all for good reason. They're escaping. They're getting away because, you know.
Maybe they know the Queensland humidity.
They're getting away because the world is moving into competition.
Yes.
Right? So comparison is competition, right? You never compare. You only get what you are ready. The knowledge will appear when you're ready to receive it. Like they say, when a student is ready, the teacher will appear. The knowledge too will be coming when you're ready to receive it. You've learned SMA, which is incidentally for everybody, it's spirit mind awareness. So SMA is only for those that are ready to hear. What are they ready to hear? Are they ready to hear something in the physical form? Are they ready to hear something in the mental form? Are they ready to hear something in the spiritual form? Right? So they develop a sense of awareness. Right? They say, oh, I want to learn about this. For instance, let us take karate, for instance, right? There are some people that would do karate and they're very content with the physical. Very happy. They can do a mawashigiri, a spin kick, they can knock down people. They're very happy with that. Until they grow up. Until they grow up. So then they still baby stages, right? So we call them a karate person. When they start to grow up, they become a karateka, which means they start engaging with 3 levels of martial arts, which is the physical, the mental, and spiritual. The mental is easy. You can learn all the physical, learn all the physical in 5 to 10 years. How many times as a teacher I have to teach you mawashigiri and maigiri? But if you listen intently to the teachings, you don't need more than 1 lesson. Yesterday I had a great teacher here learning karate from me, and he decided to learn a certain kata. So I told him, I will teach you the kata very quickly. And he was amazed how quickly, by the end of it, he learned it. So what did it take? It is proper instruction from my side, proper instruction. He took his ability to receive that information and engage with that information physically, right? So I told him a simple rule, a simple thing. Think before you ink. which means before you write, think about it. Before you do something, think about it. So I said to him, this is the first move. I said to him then, say aloud or say in your mind about the first move. So I'll give you an example. So I taught him Sanshin Dachi, which is a stand, Sanshin Dachi. So I said, you got to step forward with your right leg into Sanshin Dachi. I said, fine. So we got all that right. I said, now before you do the step again, I want you to say to yourself, I am now going to do Sanshin Dachi. I'm going to have my heels up, my toes pointed in, and my back foot straight. So he's given himself that instruction. Before he did the action, he gave himself. So his conscious mind told the subconscious mind. So I said, do it 5 times, like meditation. Do it 5 times. He did it 5 times. Now I said, don't think about it, just do it. He did it perfectly. It's wrong. So what happened? He told himself 5 times, this is how it's done. The subconscious mind learnt it, so he didn't have to tell himself to do it, because his body knew it, his mind knew it, his subconscious mind knew it. So he learnt the move that a person in the dojo that is not taught to think before you will take many more lessons to learn the Sanshin Dachi. So the entire kata was taught to him that way, and he learnt the entire kata, which will take people 5 lessons. It took him 10 minutes with me. So my teacher said, you can spend an entire lifetime learning karate and not master it. Or you can spend 5 to 10 years learning karate and master it. So what it is, think before you hear. When I teach, I break it down to the lowest common denominator. I don't start from the top down, I start from the bottom up. Even if they know it, I teach from the bottom up so they grow in understanding. Right? So, coming back to SMA, only those people ready that have a high vibrational frequency, that want to learn what is beyond the universe, what is beyond all of this. So your mind cannot comprehend, because remember, your conscious mind is a small, tiny spark of energy. The conscious mind is a tiny spark of energy that the universe is incomprehensible. The universe, the physical universe, there's all this question with scientists, what is beyond that? What is beyond that? What is beyond that? And they never seem to know the answer. Of course they'll never know the answer. They never know the answer because of the simple fact they're using their mind. If you use your mind that is so tiny and limited, how can you know beyond the universe? But I've been one of those lucky people that I was taken beyond all of this. Right? So I can tell people what is beyond the universe. I can tell them what is beyond all of this. Right? So, if you do SMA, I will tell you what's beyond all of this. But I'll give you an example. When you look at an atom, and you go down to its lowest particle, let us say a pip, 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 which is a very tiny particle that they say when it falls from the top of the earth to the bottom of the earth, nothing can touch it. That's how tiny it is. Nothing can touch it. That's how tiny it is. So when you look at a pip, and outside of the pip is the second layer of energy, right? outside the second layer of energy, there's a third layer of energy. Outside the third layer of energy is a fourth. Outside the fourth is a fifth. Now what's happening? That tiny dot has a bigger source of energy around it, and that now shrinks, and a bigger circle appears around it. That shrinks, and a bigger circle around it, and that shrinks, and a bigger circle. So when you look out at the universe, the physical universe, which is only the size of a pip, so beyond all of this are other dimensional levels. And there's 26 different dimensional levels. Greater, faster, more powerful than just the physical, tiny little universe. So the first layer outside the physical dimension, and let us say the physical dimension is an atom. One atom. The outside is a molecule. Right? So the molecule is greater than the atom.
Yeah.
Right? Outside the molecule is the structure. Outside the structure is that vastness. Right? So you can see a scientist's mind is that tiny. How can they see beyond the physical? So the mind stops at the sky.